Hey girls, it's Angeline bringing you another video on Everything Girl. So I've already made one of these videos, but it wasn't very good, and it was actually one of my first YouTube videos. So I'm gonna make another one because I want this to be better, and I actually have a drawing. Um, so I think as you read from the title, this, yeah, this one's kind of gonna be graphic because I have a drawing that they normally use in health. So, I mean, it's not like a picture, it's a drawing kind of thing. And it's just to show you guys which one you have to use. So, I'm just going to give you a couple tricks and tips. And I'm sorry this tampon is like got fuzzies on it because I used it in my review on on Playtech Sport. Did I even do one of those? I don't think I did. I used this in one of my reviews that I filmed, but I don't think I put on here. Um, and so I had to put the tampon back in. So, what I'm going to first start off by doing is I'm going to explain the different parts of the tampon to you and how to hold it, and then I'll show you where you're supposed to insert it and a few tips and tricks, and then I will actually show you what you're supposed to do. That is if my dad doesn't come home, because if he does, then I'm gonna have to help him, then I'm gonna have to leave, then I'm gonna have to do this another time, then I'm gonna have to save the picture, but I'm planning on throwing it away. Anything. Okay. So, um, the different parts of the tampon. This part right here that you use to push in to actually insert the tampon in you is called the plunger. This part from like the grippy, well this is called a grippy, but like I guess you can call it grippy. I call it grippy. It's usually called grip. I'll show you the like this part right here. It's called a grip. And then from this part, like the underneath the grip, to this part is the barrel. And then inside the barrel and the plunger is the actual tampon itself. And this string is the string that you use to aid yourself in removal. So how you hold it is you use your middle finger, this buddy right here, and your thumb, and you're gonna hold it like this. So that way, woo, I hold that one kind of weird. That way, like your middle, that way, you can use your pointer finger, your index finger, to push it in. So, sorry. So, like I said, I might be a little graphic, and I'm sorry, but I just kind of wanted to show you where you guys put it in. So, ignore all the other things on the side. But this is that, and I feel so awkward because my window's open and people can walk by because I live in an apartment. This hole right here, this one, is your pee hole. That's where you insert the tampon, and that's where you poop. So you need to insert your tampon in there. So when you look, yes, I can throw this away. When you look down there, because I suggest that you get a small hand mirror, or even use, like if you have an iPhone, you can use this side of the camera and just look down there so you can find that hole. So when you actually time comes to insert, do that before you pee because you don't want to feel bloody. When the time comes that you insert the tampon, you know which hole you're inserting it in and which, everything, and it's just, yeah. So I'm gonna look this up so I can put it in my trash can because I don't want anybody to see that. So um, that way when time comes, you know where to put it in and yada yada. So if you've never used a tampon before, or you're a virgin, your hole's gonna be kind of small and kind of tight, so you might have to poke around, but you'll be able to do it. That's why I recommend Playtech Sport in light because it's just so much easier to get in, and I think I have a video on it. I don't know if I do, so I can double check, but if I don't, I will upload it and then watch it so you guys know what I'm talking about. I also recommend the Tampax Pearl in light as well because it's also very good for application. So like I said, you're going to hold your middle finger and thumb so that the thumb is on the left side of the grip and your middle finger is on the right side of the grip. It might be different for you because if you're left-handed, then it's going to be vice versa. But I'm not. So here we go. So this is going to be the vagina, the one hole that you insert your tampon in. And you want to go in on an angle because our vaginas aren't straight. They're at an angle because if you think about it, your body's kind of on an angle because you're straight, except for your boobs, obviously. But you're straight, and if you think about it, you have to be. I don't know. It's just weird. You kind of have to think about it, like kind of get creative with your thinking, but it don't anyway. Ugh. I'm in health right now, so I can't, not right now, but I will when I get back, and we kind of got the overview, so I know about this stuff. Plus, I am a girl. So like I said, you're gonna insert it on an angle, usually like a 45-degree angle. Um, if you could insert it straight, but that kind of hurts, and so you won't get like the right, you won't get it the right way. So you gotta insert it on an angle, and once your fingers touch your skin, then you know it's in all the way. So what you're gonna do once your fingers touch your skin is you're gonna, sorry, there's some creepy guy outside. Is you're gonna use your pointer finger and you're gonna push plunger in, and then out will come the tampon, and the tampon will then be in your body. So obviously for removal, if you entered it in on an angle, you're gonna pull it out on an angle, and there's no amount of fingers or certain fingers that you need to use. I just use my thumb and pointer finger, and I pull it out on an angle, and then it comes out, and then you just drop this part in the toilet. And then when you're done with this part, you're going to put it back in the applicator, and you can put it in the trash. This part is not flushable. There's some tampons where this part is the plunger and the barrel is flushable. Even then, I wouldn't flush this up because that'd be awkward. So just clog up the toilet, and then the plumber guy comes and he finds a tampon clogged up the toilet. So it's the same with pads. Don't flush them. But you can flush this part down the toilet. So yeah. Oh yeah, tips and tricks. Okay, so when you are inserting the tampon, you need to be relaxed because if you're stressed, all your muscles are gonna contract, and so it gets even tighter and harder to put it in. For your first time, if you start getting sore because you've been poking at your, downstairs for a while, then just stop and try again like an hour later. I think, yeah, you just have to be relaxed when you're pulling it in and pulling it out because it's worse if you're not relaxed and you're pulling it out because the muscles will contract really tight. So let's pretend, sorry, whoa, let's pretend, guys, okay, that because we all love to pretend and this isn't working. So let's pretend that you're this is your vagina, okay? And I don't know if you can tell, but my hand's kind of loose. Like I could pull it out really fast. If you get stressed, this is what your vagina's gonna do. It's gonna contract, and it's gonna hurt trying to pull it out because you're gonna be tugging at your muscles and your skin, and it's just not gonna work. It's like it almost closes, see, because you can't see it anymore. So that's gonna hurt trying to pull it out. So you need to relax. Also, the way to that on the box it says that you can put one leg up on the toilet, but if you're in a public place, you're not going to be wanting to do that because it's just going to be weird and people are going to know. So you're going to have to kind of learn to sit down and open your legs, kind of, open your legs so that way you can get your tampon in your vagina and not put it in the wrong hole because I don't think that would even fit. I have a video. It was actually the very first video I made called Tampons, More Tampons, Oh My. And that has all the information on tampons, like is it possible for it to get lost? If you have any questions, go watch that video. And um, yeah, I will put the link to that video in the down bar, not the down bar, the description box below. So like and comment and subscribe. And if you guys want, you can personally message me if you guys have any ideas or have any questions for me or anything like that. So thank you guys so much for watching and have an awesome Christmas Eve. Unless you're on the other side of the unless you're on the other side of the world, then it's Christmas already. But anyways, have an awesome day, whatever day it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.